name is Melford Bibens, and this is my wife, Concetta, and we're here to talk to you today about Shaklee. This is the most revolutionary company in the nutritional market right now, and we're very pleased to announce that we've got some of the strongest players in the entire game for this video. We wanted to really make sure that when we taught you what to do, you were going to hear it from the top dogs in the game. So we're going to do a quick introduction session just to make sure that everybody knows who's sitting at the couch. First off, we have Dr. Mark DeBrincat, who actually happens to be one of my best buddies, but he's been involved with Shaklee for over 20 years. He's a high-level coordinator, and he's been in the game with some of the most interesting aspects of it. Being a doctor, he gets to use Shaklee to actually treat specific ailments. He goes out and he judges what people need to change in their lives, and he suggests products that he thinks are going to help them. So we're going to turn it over to Mark for a couple minutes and just let him introduce himself to you.
Hey, Dr. Mark DeBrincat, and I'm actually a second-generation Shaklee person. I was very fortunate to grow up with parents that were very excited about being healthy and staying healthy and doing all the things they can to truly thrive in life. My primary passion is a chiropractor, and so I started my practice, and I always knew that Shaklee had a part of it, for Dr. Shaklee was also a chiropractor, and I wanted to follow in his footsteps. And so I have integrated these products in this company through my practice for almost 2 decades now, and I have seen so many changes, so many life-changing things, from people just taking responsibility for their health and starting to do some things and eating better and supplementing their diet. And so it has truly been, from the get-go, what I've always dreamed my practice would be like, by having it integrated so well into that. And it's also been my plan B for retirement. I know that I can only lay hands on people for so many years before I won't physically be able to do that anymore, and I know that by helping people make a better life along the way, we will be able to, enjoy those retirement years and not have to work so hard, because it is a consumable product that people love. And most of the patients over these last couple of decades that have tried the products and got on the products have absolutely stayed on them. They continue to use them month after month, year after year, long after I've seen them and treated them as their doctor.
So not to play out an old cliche, but it's what the doctor ordered. Next up, we're going to talk to Susan and Ray DeBrincat. Now, these guys are literally top dogs in the game. They are 0.0001%ers in Shaklee because they're lifetime master coordinators. It's a real rarity to see somebody to get jumping through the levels as quickly as they have. They've been in the game for 33 years. And which means that they've gone through basically every evolution or revolution that they've seen in Shaklee. The game has changed, the market's changed, and the products have changed, but the idea of what Shaklee represents has never changed. It's always been a drive forward to make people as healthy as humanly possible. So now I want to turn the camera over and I want to let Ray introduce himself. He has a very interesting background, which some of you may have similar backgrounds or might be completely different, but one of the draws to Shaklee for everybody involved is that you can come from anywhere in life. You can literally start from anywhere you are and make it to, a master lifetime top dog coordinator just by putting in a little bit of work and having belief in what you're doing. So I'm going to turn the camera over to Ray.
Hi, I'm Ray DeBrincat, and I'd like to, this is my wife Susie, and I really want Susie to start because she's really the one that started our business. So I'm going to let you start, and then I'll follow you and give you my aspect of it.
Okay. People get into Shaklee for different reasons. Some people want better health, some people want the opportunity, the income opportunity, and better lifestyle. I was not looking for a business. I stuttered very severely. This is the last thing in the world I would have wanted to do. I had a lot of health problems, and so I was looking for better health. And I had all the doctors and all the prescriptions and all the medications and everything else wasn't doing any good. I had chronic ear infections, chronic urinary infections, chronic backaches. When I turned 30, my hair started coming out by the handfuls. I was bloated, constipated, etc., etc. Lots of things wrong with me. And since the medical profession didn't seem to be able to help, I kept doing a lot of research on nutrition. And of course, everything you read tells you something different than the other thing that you read. But I tried the synthetic route, the natural route, the mail order route, the health food store route. Nothing seemed to make any difference. And I went to a Shaklee meeting. And I guess it was a nutrition meeting, and I was impressed with the quality of the products and the money-back guarantee. And my thought was, what is the worst case scenarios? I'd have free vitamins for a few months if I didn't like the results, because there is an unconditional guarantee. So I figured I would give it a try. And they said to me, do you want to pay retail or wholesale? And I said, well, wholesale. So I joined strictly to use the products. Well, Shaklee was a miracle because all the problems I had practically totally went away. Gray's cholesterol dropped 100 points. Mark's allergies went away. All of us, all of our family saw huge benefits. And I fell in love with these products. I think when you believe in something, it's hard not to talk about it. And I was not trying to build a business, but I would be talking about it, and some people wanted to get it. So I started getting it from my friends as a favor. It wasn't until I saw the opportunity that I got excited. Our upline master coordinator, this was back in 1976, was making over $11,000 a month in Shaklee, and that was huge in 1976. And I thought, if that's the kind of potential this has, and all I'm doing is talking about something I believe in anyway, I wanted to go for it. See, before that, I had been a medical technologist. 5 years of college, 5 months working as a med tech, and I had my first baby, and so I decided to stay home and take care of my children. Mark had just started school, and I thought, well, gee, I can go back part-time. And I found out that beginning med techs, which I would have been having not worked for 10 years, were making very little money for nights and weekends. And I thought, no, I'm not doing that. Well, then when Shaklee came along, I thought, well, here's something that I can do when I want to, where I want to, with whom I want to, how I want to. I'd be my own boss. I could be home when the kids got home from school. I could set my own schedule, and that really appealed to me. And plus, the potential was so much greater, and all I'd be doing is talking about something I believed in. So I decided to start building a business. And things started to take off. And then Ray's going to tell his part of the story. But bottom line, we got to master coordinator within 3 years, which was, and back then it was much more difficult. And still, throughout those 3 years, we made money. We made a lot of money. And at that point, we were able to kind of semi-retire in a sense in our 30s. And it's been a tremendous lifestyle ever since then. We were able to move south to get out of the cold winters up north. And we've been able to travel the world with Shaklee, all expenses paid, and take care of our family. We had just wonderful, wonderful experiences. So our goal is to help other people achieve the same things that we have, whatever it is that they want, whether it be better health or whether it be a tremendous opportunity that will totally change their lives. The one thing that attracted me when I was first looking at the opportunity was most people, payment full for services rendered. You work, you get paid. You work, you get paid. You stop working, you stop getting paid. With Shaklee, the work you do today, you get paid over and over and over and over again. And that's what's developed with Shaklee. The work we did for like a few years back in the 70s really still pays us to this day. And we still love what we're doing. We're still very much involved, but it's because we choose to, not because we have to. I'm going to let Ray in here.
I was, excuse me, I was a skeptic person in the very beginning, and I wasn't interested in nutrition as much as Susie was, and therefore I was a principal engineer at Ford Motor Company, and I really loved what I was doing. And for me to do something like this, I just wasn't interested, but on the other hand, I didn't take the time to look. When we started the first week or so, Susie really wanted to get involved, and I had to respect her decision because she really saw the value in the nutritional products. One of the things that we did is I started using the products, started feeling a whole lot better, so I became a believer myself. And then we went to a convention, and I met a lot of men that were successful before Shaklee, but became more successful in Shaklee, and I'm thinking, what are they seeing that I don't see? And that really inspired me to really investigate, and it was amazing the things that I found. But as she was starting to build her business, her checks started to grow, and they got bigger and bigger, you know, another $1,000 and $2,000 and $3,000 a month, and I'm thinking, I better pay attention to what's going on here because I'm going to look really bad. And so as her checks became larger, I became more involved in it. Then I started looking at some of the businesses in the history of the Shaklee opportunity. My dad made a point to me when I was very young. He said, before you make a decision on anything, make sure you have all the facts. And that was one of the things I did not do. But when I really investigated and understood what Shaklee was all about, I really became excited about this business. And we started working together and we started growing very fast. Now, prior to that, to Ford Motor Company, I worked at General Motors for several years. And one of the things that I noticed after I graduated, listening to a lot of the men in the engineering area, is I kept hearing, and they're in their 40s and their 50s, and they're saying, someday I'm going to, or I wish I would have. And I looked at that and I said, boy, here I am, 24 years old. And I said, I hope when I get that age, I never, ever say that. Mm-hmm. So this was an eye-opening to me. And I figured that I really needed to develop a plan B, because especially the way the economic environment is today, it was similar to that back in the 70s, late 70s and 80s in the oil market. So being an engineer at Ford, I could have been demoted. Our business, the Ford Motor Company, could have closed the doors and I wouldn't have had anything. So you need to have the plan B, and that was one of my big goals. But the other thing is I wanted the survivorship rights. Now, Shaklee offers the survivorship rights that allows you, as you build your business, if anything happens to you, the business gets passed on to your children and their children, and for generation to generation. And that didn't work at Ford Motor Company. If I would have passed away at Ford, Susie would not have been able to take my engineering position. And I guarantee you, after the first day,
she wouldn't want to.
They would have somebody else in my office. So this has a tremendous opportunity, and it's something you really need to take a look at. And the last thing that really got me really excited were the tax benefits, and we'll probably discuss that later, because having your own business allows you to take advantage of a lot of the tax benefits.
So guys, we want to conclude this by introducing Concetta and myself. We actually own a very large internet marketing firm, and that's one of the reasons why you're at this site right now. Is we are completely blessed that actually, one of my best buddies and his folks are some of the strongest players in Shaklee. So that's what brought us in initially. We, to be very blunt about it, saw exactly how much money they were making and were blown away. Because we have such an internet presence, we knew that we could take what we've done in the past, apply it to Shaklee perfectly to build sites and to do the search engine optimization and to use all the tricks of the trade that we've learned in the past to make it so we could skyrocket this business. And that's what we want to pass on to you. So that's why we literally wanted to do a website based in videos, so we could talk to you and explain to you precisely what you're going to get. So you're going to see a series of videos that are going to explain every component of the business, also what we can deliver to you as a team. So, the folks that you're looking at on this camera are the most powerful upline you could possibly ask for. And I'm not trying to be cocky by saying that. We own a very powerful company online. We know the tricks of the trade online. We know the game. And nobody's more powerful than the folks sitting on that couch. I mean, this is the penultimate upline. It's not going to get any better than this. So not only will you get the support, but you'll also get the tools to succeed. So that's it. We're going to move on to the next video. We want to make sure that you guys are happy. So we're going to keep stuffing you full of information. So have a great day.
Have a great day.